Welcome to a Skyrim Addict podcast, where I will discuss my adventures and misadventures through Skyrim. Join me. Add your stories. Add your tales. Let's get into this thing. Welcome back, Skyrim Addict podcast, and this time I am joined by Andrew.
Hello.
Victor.
Hello.
Colin.
Goodbye.
And we're going to do a little Elder Scrolls 6 speculation talk, hope talk. Let's put it that way. Elder Scrolls 6 hope talk, we'll call it.
2016.
Yeah.
Is that hopeful enough?
I don't know. I'm thinking 2017 now. If they're getting the amount of pre-orders they're getting for fall, Jesus. They're not going to need the money for another year after that.
They can milk it a little bit.
Yeah. So we're going to speculate on what we would like to see in that. And I guess we have a little more to go off of now with seeing some of the things in 4. With seeing some of the things we're doing that. Although we don't know the specs or anything on that yet. So,
yeah, if starting off with the lead from Fallout 4, I don't think they're going to do a voiced character for Elder Scrolls 6.
I don't think it works the same.
No, because you'd have to have a voice actor for the elves.
Oh yeah,
one for the humans, one for the Khajiit, one for the Argonians, and then you'd have all the females ones as well. And I don't think they would suit it, so I don't think we have anything to worry about really for Elder Scrolls 6, as in with a voice acted thing.
Yeah, I didn't even consider that. That's a good point. Yeah, when you have so many different races, it's way, way different. You can't just do a male-female voice. It's got to be...
Oh, yeah, sorry. Just a little tiny little thing to Victor. If he ever decides to do a Khajiit playthrough, there's a mod which changes all the subtitles to the Khajiit way of talking. When you're talking third person. So when you're talking to anybody, this guy has redone all the quests and everything like that. So one is going to go Blinkfall's Barrow. One shall retrieve this one shall retrieve the Dragon Stone for you and things like that. It looks
It'd be like the Yoda mod for Skyrim too. Yeah. That's great. I'll have to look that up.
Yeah, I think the only problem is that if you load it in with a Breton character and you load that mod in, it still works.
Whether
you're not a Khajiit or not. So.
We're still the masters of our own destiny, right?
Yeah. That's it.
You've heard of Raised by Wolves. This one was
Raised by Khajiit.
I'm trying to find the Facebook thing where we brought that up.
I've got it pulled up on my phone.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to pull it up on the thing here. But anyway, all right. So I got it now. So we see that, like in Fallout 4, you're going to have the where you can build your stronghold kind of thing. Do you think they'll expand like the housing / whatever mods for 6?
Can you explain that out a little further? Because what little I know of it, it sounds incredibly interesting. I really enjoyed Hearthfire, being able to build my own house. So just building my own community sounds like ultra, a good thing.
Well, from what it's showing, you can pretty much set it up however you like, and you have to have defenses and et cetera, et cetera. I was like in obviously in Elder Scrolls, it'll be bandits coming after you as opposed to raiders or whatever else, or vampires, of course, could come after you. God forbid, and kill everybody and ruin the town. But I guess depending on where it is how it's going to be built, though. Depending on what part of was it Nern it is, that depends on what the housing and all is going to look like.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of I'm beginning to wonder if at this point with the power of the systems that are available to them nowadays and so on and so forth, why would they limit themselves to one province again? Why not just open it up to the whole of Tamriel?
That's a good
it just
point.
makes more sense to me.
Yeah, because map size, Fallout 4 is twice the size of Skyrim, I believe they were saying.
Something like that, yeah.
So it's somewhere in that range.
Oh.
So
Wow.
a little more than that.
But I've heard Skyrim is actually a smaller map for an Elder Scrolls game, isn't it?
Well, comparatively, I mean, if you go back to like Daggerfall, is
Daggerfall is
immense.
8 times the size.
Yeah, but I mean,
There was like nothing on it though. It was like a lot of open space. Yeah.
Right. But I don't know. It seems logical to me. Although it certainly would be difficult for them to do. They might have to do more of like a Witcher 3 kind of thing where you have a huge map, but then the game focuses on sections of it, which are large, but still aren't. You can't just sort of traverse the entire world. In other words,
it would kind of be like a Solstheim almost, except with larger sections.
Yeah,
where you have to
like
leave.
that,
Yeah, you have to leave Skyrim to go to Solstheim.
But that makes sense to me. I love the idea. I mean, this new-ish sort of crafting system they've got for Fallout 4 with all the really, really tiny little details like screws and things like that. That's has awesome potential in an Elder Scrolls game as well.
For scavenging weapons and materials from wherever, as opposed to having to get go to a mine, get some ingots.
Yeah.
Et cetera, et cetera. You could melt down. Well, I mean, obviously in modding, you can already do that. You can, melt down gear, break down gear, and get whatever out of it. But having other things have stuff in it as well, like shoes,
Pots and pans.
Yeah. You can melt down pots and pans that are laying
That would be great. There's
everywhere.
pots all over the place.
Yeah.
Lockpicks.
Yeah, being able to make lockpicks would be nice. I mean, not that you ever really run out. I mean, in Skyrim, it gets pretty quick. You don't need them anymore. But, yeah, it would be nice to be able to make them. Just adding that little thing. I assume they'll be lockpicking. I mean, obviously, we all hope they go back to the Oblivion model, right?
Shut up.
No.
Mr. David.
The greatest version of lockpicking ever.
I was wondering. Skyrim was my first Elder Scrolls game, so I was wondering, what kind of just overall huge overarching differences are there between Oblivion to Skyrim, and then Morrowind to Oblivion, and then Daggerfall to Morrowind. With each generation of the game. I assume it's has an essential core, but what have been the big steps each time? I kind of have to know that in order to know for what I can try to predict will happen for the sixth game, because I don't have a knowledge of the past games at all.
Between Oblivion and Skyrim, it was other than obviously graphics and things like that. It was just tweaks to what they had before. I mean, you were able to just kind of do what you wanted in Oblivion as well. It wasn't like you had any set
remember
path.
when you're signing up your character, you had to choose a class or something.
That was
that's Morrowind.
That's Morrowind, yeah. That's a little different, where you had to choose a class and kind of had attributes that were strengths and not. Mm-hmm. You kind of have that a little bit in Oblivion, right? There's major and minor. Is that what it is?
Yeah, there's something
I remember
the stars, you'd be you're under.
You're under this whatever constellation or that one or
you had to choose between an acrobat or a this or that, different things like that.
And they kind of tweaked that with the standing stones, where they give you a boost to certain things. But it definitely worked better in Skyrim.
Yeah, that was sort of I don't know if you'd call it revolutionary, but that was sort of the one of the great things that Skyrim sort of introduces, that, and which some people actually hate, but is that completely freeform, character creation. You can be anything, you can change it halfway through the game, you can do whatever you want, and that I hope they never get rid of that. It just makes a huge amount of sense.
So
it does.
What's the next step of that then? for character creation? Where can this go? What would you expect to see in the next edition?
Purple mohawks.
That shoot sparks. Yeah.
Our buddy Juan is already there and loving it.
I think skill wise I don't think you need a complete overhaul. I think you just tweak it and make it better. Just like they kind of have done all along the way from Morrowind, Oblivion to Skyrim. It's not like, although it was a big change from Oblivion to Skyrim in that you go and you can do anything in Skyrim at all times. You kind of had that in Oblivion. It was like the middle step between Morrowind and Skyrim. So you're not going to get a massive overhaul, I don't think. I think you'll just get a tweak of what you have, adjust what you have, which is fine because it worked so well.
I don't think there was much wrong with the leveling system.
Yeah, it felt very fair.
Skyrim, yeah. No. I mean, there's certainly lots of tweaks. You can see it reflected in all the mods out there. All the perk overhaul mods, and I think, to some extent, I think Bethesda simplified Skyrim a little bit to work on consoles. And I do think the perk system could be a lot more interesting and complex.
Yeah. I agree. I think you could have second levels to things and focus. Yeah. If you wanted to focus on something, you could.
Yeah. There's a lot of, you'll see in some of the perk overhauls like Spurg that we're using in the modcast, there's a lot of cross-pollination that he built into the perk trees where a perk and alteration will affect all of your, magicka regeneration or whatever, things like that aren't necessarily, those things aren't necessarily present in the vanilla game. Those things make a lot of sense,
Yes, certainly.
But a lot of that is Sunday or is Monday morning or is Monday quarterbacking or whatever you want to call it. It's somebody who's looked at what Bethesda did with Skyrim and made it better, not necessarily created something on their own. So there's a lot of that too. I'm sure Bethesda will feed off a lot of that.
That certainly helps them. That the modding helps them create the next game essentially.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Because they can see what went right, what went better, or what was made better by the community. So that does give them a leg up. The amount of modding that goes on with the game certainly gives them a leg up over other games, I would think. Or other.
Well, it sure gives them an idea of what people are thinking of and so on. Yeah. I guess forging arrows is a good example. Nobody really knows whether Bethesda had that in the wings already or not, but it was one of the first mods ever, extensive mods ever made after the game came out, and sure enough, along comes, was it Dawnguard or whatever, one of the DLCs that introduced making arrows. So
well, even Hearthfire came out after the housing mods really hit.
Yeah, that one
But I'm sure they had that in the works, so I don't know.
I think they probably did, yeah.
It came out so soon after. I would assume it was something they pretty much had thought ready to go.
Yeah. To me, the other major evolutionary thing between the three, latest Elder Scroll games is the combat. Morrowind was... well, you kind of had to get used to it. Really, as immediate and interactive. Oblivion is again, it's sort of a bridge. I think I really like Skyrim's combat. I like the way it's, especially in first person. It's very well, interactive, I guess, is the best way to put it. It's very immediate. There's a lot of things that could be made better about it, and the character movement across the landscape in Skyrim frankly sucks. It's terrible. That's one of the major things they could do far better. Even a new game like Witcher 3 hasn't done it very well. So if Bethesda can learn something from games like Dying Light, in which you are in first person parkour, which is really seamless, it really works well, and you can jump up, climb up, grapple, all kinds of cool things you can do in that game. I think that would be an awesome addition to the next Elder Scrolls.
Yeah, not being. It would be nice to not be able to walk straight up mountains. Or like have your horse be able to go straight down mountains. A little more difficulty in that kind of, a little more realism in that kind of area to make it a little more difficult travel. But also give you a map with fucking roads on it. Jesus.
Roads would be nice. Indeed.
Even
if they wanted to introduce a fog of war concept to it, so you have to open up the map in order to see the roads, that's fine.
That's it.
Just put the fucking roads on the freaking map.
Oh my god! When I went to we just did the round table, so when I went to Dim Hollow Crypt, I'm on the wrong side of the damn mountain. I got to go walk all the way around the mountain just to get to Dim Hollow Crypt.
Yeah.
That can be quite frustrating. So yeah,
I always
definitely.
remember that being a horrible place to try to get to.
It was. If you go to the wrong side, it definitely is. There is no doubt. If you go to the correct side, you're good. You're there. But go to the wrong side, you're done. And I'm okay with like secret paths and shortcuts and things like that. But
sure,
can we put the main roads on that, please?
Yeah.
That would be a nice a nice add-on. I have a couple of the Facebook ones since I got that up. We have Sherry with non-human children, which I think is a good one because there's all kinds of characters. That just makes sense.
Have they ever added a race between games, or have there always been this set number of races for all the Elder Scrolls?
No, I don't think there was as many in Morrowind, if I'm not mistaken. I forget what it was, though, off the top of my head.
So from time to time, they do add a new race to the game.
I don't think they did between Oblivion and Skyrim.
There is more races in the lore that I've never done, but I think I remember all the races being in Morrowind.
I think they are.
Oh, maybe it was before that I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
That could be.
I mean, which races are you thinking of, Colin? Like the Aliads and things, or?
No, there's something called. I don't know whether they're I don't know whether they're playable races as how you'd think of them, but there's like something called a Slowed.
Oh right, yeah.
There's a few other. I think there's there's sea elves. They look very like snow elves, like Farmer, but like as they're white skinned.
That's right. I remember reading about them in somewhere. Yeah.
They're in ESO, I think. And there's a couple of other races as well. There's goblins. I think have their own social hierarchy and things like that, but they're not really a playable. They're more like the farmer type thing.
Yeah, they're
more
definitely
creatures than they are. But I think there's a few others ones.
Can you imagine how cute it would be to have a couple of goblin kids running around?
No, the goblin were way worse than the farmer because you could not see those guys when you went in those caves.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oblivion is
cute until they grow up.
Yeah. As far as lighting, Oblivion is like pitch black in some spots. Yeah, I mean there is no forgiveness. I mean you go into a cave and all of a sudden there's like a goblin in your face. You're like, what are you doing? The caves were definitely much darker. But I would like a little more variety in speaking of that, like in caves and dungeons and stuff too. Felt like Skyrim, they got a little too cookie cutter at times.
A little bit, yeah. The Nordic thing.
Yeah.
Well, I guess. Well, just back to races for 1 second. I think for me anyway, the number one top most wanted thing for them to bring into ES6 is the Dwemer.
Yeah.
That would be.
Have they ever appeared in a previous game?
No,
not that I know of.
They've been dead. So yeah, I think they've been dead the whole time.
Wasn't there one?
Was it Arena? Were they in Arena or something? Or
no, wasn't there one in?
There was one
in Morrowind.
In Living. Yeah, there was one Living one. Yeah.
I didn't play enough of Morrowind.
So that seems fun. Like if they would include them somehow, that'd be cool, right?
It would be. I don't know if I want their full history, but I want more.
Yeah.
You know, just a little more. You know, enough to be like, oh, but leave the mystery, but give us more.
Oh no, I want the mystery solved. I want to know.
Oh, you want the mystery solved?
Oh yeah, I want the Dwemer back.
Yeah, see, I worry about that because it's like Lost. When you get the mystery solved,
Sometimes it can be
it turns out they were
severely
lying all
disappointing.
the time.
yeah, are you really like, yeah, that was a great mystery?
Well, you gotta bring up a new mystery.
That's true. You could always do that.
Yeah.
That is a good point.
But
That's
anyway,
always
yeah,
a possibility.
I'd
Yeah,
love to see that.
I think that's something they might be afraid to solve. You know.
Yeah, you're right. Because no matter what they do, a large faction of people are going to hate it, whatever it is. Yeah.
Yeah, there's only so much you're going to be able to do with something like that. So you don't want
Wasn't it
to.
something about the pissed off Lorcan or something like that? I think that's what some people were saying when they cut out Lorcan's heart or something. They were messing around with it.
Oh, yeah, there's something. Yeah. That's how they just all vanished at once or something. And
Yes. Well, some people are saying that. Some people it's saying it's the Ethereum that they were messing around with that.
Forge,
and they took them
yeah.
to a different plane or something like that.
well, it had to be a massive disappearance all at once.
Right, because there's plates and things out
Yeah.
and all in the Drummer ruins. It's like they just sort of went away.
Just vanished. Yeah.
There's no corpses. Yeah.
Right.
There's no bodies. There's nothing.
Yeah.
Andrew wants to go
hopefully
back.
we'll find out.
Yeah, maybe we'll get something anyway. Andrew wants to go backwards and get underwater monsters because he's obviously never played Oblivion with those goddamn. What are they? What are the fish? Slaughterfish.
Yeah.
The slaughterfish in Oblivion are monsters.
Oh, are they? Just in Skyrim, slaughterfish are basically the only thing in the water that will ever really go after you.
No, that's true. Yeah. No,
They
it-
really
I
don't
always
do
want to
much.
see maybe a dragon that lived in the ocean instead of flew around. Maybe like a plesiosaur that has some sort of crazy underwater cyclone breath or something. Like some just cool underwater monsters would be.
well, you can't. You can't really. Well, in Skyrim, you couldn't battle underwater.
There's another thing you can add then.
I believe in Oblivion
have
you
some
could though.
sort of water-based attacks too.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice. You have the Argonian race, so it would be nice to have
Make
a little
use of them,
extra.
yeah.
a
That'd
little
be cool.
extra for them underwater.
Well, that's some of the speculation is that the next one is
Black Marsh, yeah.
Argonia.
Well, apparently that's lore.
Dummies.
That is lore friendly. Apparently,
Is it?
Yeah, it is. I
Yeah,
guess.
I guess.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, but I would hope
Black
they.
March is what the Nords call it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And spell creation also that was.
That's something they got rid of, isn't it?
Yeah, that was in
Yeah.
Oblivion,
Yeah, it is.
where you could kind of mix and match and add things together.
Yeah, I always thought that sounded cool, so they should bring that back.
Yeah, I think they could do it in a much better way, in a more streamlined way too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, plus the more variety in the spells.
Yeah, that would be nice too.
Some sort of more imaginative. I mean, that's going back to what Victor was saying about the perk overhauls, but more imaginative perks, I would say. Like I've got one in Spurg where it's if you know how you can specify was it one-handed swords or one-handed maces or one-handed war axes, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
In those ones in mods, you pick the perk and it makes great swords swing 30% faster, but makes all two-handed weapons move 15% faster. Because you've learned that skill. You can sort of the only thing about it is that you're better with a greatsword than you are with a warhammer.
Yeah.
And obviously it's bigger and tougher, so it's going to swing a little slower than anything else.
So just like one more step further into the detail of each category.
Yeah, just so you can really build a specific character.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As you say, like, maybe make an underwater quest of where you've got it, like like you did in the Char deck, a tiny little bit where you're going through all the water. Mm-hmm. If you were in a Guardian, you'd be loving that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to jump down here.
Really easy for you. Yep, there we go.
Yeah, we'll fly there. Maybe he can have a little bit of underwater vision as well. He's got a second pair of eyelids, like crocodiles, they can see through. Was it sort of like a little bit better underwater than other people can?
Yeah.
So if you're playing another character, you're going to have to have water breathing spell or a water breathing potion, or you cannot do this quest.
Oh, that's a good idea. What's that weed that Harry Potter ate and got gills and web feet?
Gillyweed.
Yeah, very imaginally.
Gillyweed.
Gillyweed.
How did I not remember that? We could add that to the game.
Victor approves.
I would like to see repairing armor and weaponry come back too.
Yeah,
I like that it degrades. I don't think it should stay. And like Andrew in the comments said about the enchantments for the armors also should also break down, just like weaponry
maybe
does.
sectionable armor as well. So
yeah.
You can increase the durability of the breastplate. Maybe more. I know you had your boots, but you didn't have like greaves.
True.
It's like the armor was like breastplate and legs as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Whereas, you could probably
break it
out
down.
A bit more.
Yeah.
One issue with that, I have a lot of. I find a lot of games that do that tend to overdo it. So things degrade too fast. And a lot of these new sort of survival games do that, where you have 3 swings with your stone axe and it's broken.
It's broken.
So I think they need to try to balance that well, because sometimes it's just overdone. That's why I have an issue with mods like Frostfall, which is adds the the hypothermic survival elements to Skyrim, and you can walk outside and freeze to death within minutes of game time, which is ridiculous. It's just stupid as far as I'm concerned. It's overdone.
Yeah, it's too much.
So I think they need to be, if they do that, they need to be careful with it.
Yeah, it needs to be balanced and not just take you completely out of the game.
Yeah.
Maybe a hardcore mode.
That would be nice. Yeah, that would be nice. Just to have that option in a vanilla game would be nice.
Maybe an Iron Man mode, so you can all have could have a site that goes to it, which is connected to your game. Mm-hmm. Seeing as all the consoles now are going to be connected, not permanently have to be connected to the internet, but a cloud serving thing, and connect your game to other people can see. I seen Victor's post earlier on about was it the Tamriel combined mod or something like that?
That looked like fun. We should try that.
Yeah, definitely.
You can't really play the game, but you can sort of run around in the world together.
That's pretty good.
You can't do any questing or fighting or stuff like that. But Brew Duel just had it on their site, on their YouTube site, and it just looked like a lot of fun. You sort of start a server, and then people join it, and you just sort of run around in Skyrim. But I thought we could, do a group shot of as many people who can get into it.
Yeah, it does seem like a pretty cool thing. Even if you can't quest, it's still you get to go around and be in the world.
Yeah,
can you shoot magic at each other?
I don't think so. No, and I'm not sure. I don't think there's even an element where you can talk via headset together. I don't think that's even part of it. So I don't. He's working on it. It's very much a work in progress. Yeah.
I know. Was it Sherry wanted? Or was it? I think it was Sherry wanted. Was it? I've forgotten the bloody name of it. Where you're playing with friends.
Oh,
like in a limited way.
Co-op play.
Yeah,
right?
like a co-op. Yeah.
That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
She wanted co-op play.
That would be fun.
Like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Isn't that what ESO was attempting to do, sort of?
That's MMO. That's not really co-op.
I'd much rather co-op play. I just don't have very much interest in
diving
into ESO for some reason.
It's a very different experience. Yeah,
it is.
Co-op, you're playing with for the same goal. And you don't have to worry about.
That would be sweet. That would be. Really
I think ZeniMax tried pretty hard to preserve that sort of solitary experience of an Elder Scroll game within the structure of an MMO. But I guess you still have to do the PvP if you want to advance to certain levels, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of stuck. I'm at level 7 something. The area I'm in is level 8. And I'm trying to level up, because you level up by doing quests and killing enemies. So either I stay I've done all the quests in level 7 zone. So if I can either stay there and kill these types of creatures for the next 1,000 years to level up to level 8 and then go into the next one. But I'm stuck right now because I've got to do a quest, and one of the quests is that I drink this potion, and it completely wipes out your characters, all their abilities. Or it weakens them to a severe effect. So when then you've got to pick a fight with one of the followers.
Oh, jeez.
And she just continuously kicks my ass. There's no way of beating her. Absolutely no way of beating her. So I can't continue that quest. So now I'm going to have to continue to go out and level up somewhere else, do another quest and do other things, just for that one thing.
Yeah.
And it's just annoying. So the easiest way to level up will be to go to the PvP area, but I don't want to go to the PvP area.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my problem. I would it would be nice if I had started out with MMOs early on, but I know that when I get into situations like that, I'm going to suck and I'm going to drag everybody else down around me, and I don't that's why I don't play Dota or League of Legends or anything like that, but I tried some of the PvP stuff in Destiny, and it's just oh my god. It's just die. So,
yeah. So
what is the PvP like in ESO, Colin? Have you done much of it at all?
No, I haven't done anything at all.
Yeah,
I went into the area and fought a few of the NPCs that were in there, but never actually got up against any of the other players, because it's all organized, because it's a war. So you got to join a clan, you got to show up with that guild and join that guild and go in it. You can't just sort of go to some random place and start killing people.
Yeah.
At least I couldn't find it anyway. It was all.
No, I think you're right. I think that's how it works.
It was where I found it. It was all a structured war. You have to join up with that and be a soldier in this army and then go off. You can't just find some random guy who's playing as an archer and start whiling on his head because he's an archer.
So it's semi-organized PvP. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Well, I hope they keep a lot of that out of ES6. I think that doesn't really have a place in an Elder Scrolls game.
Yeah. I like to just clean single player kind of do. If you want to have the co-op mode, I like that. I don't want it to infringe upon the gameplay though, where it's like you have to do the co-op. Like I think it was it one of the Fables had a co-op, and there were certain things you couldn't complete without it. So that kind of that's nice to have to to have that in there, but I don't want it to get in the way of finishing the entire story.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Was it if you go into certain quests, it's going to be a lot tougher if you go in there alone than if you go in with a follow-up. So just make it super tough, that if you're a sneaky archer coward, it's going to be nice and easy because you just sit back and nobody sees you and you shoot them in the eye. Or you can go in there as a two-handed and get your ass handed to you, so you need to go out and run back to Whiterun and grab Lydia and say, come on, you need to come and save my ass.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think the co-op would be fun, as long as you can play with people
Yeah.
Because that's the other element of a lot of this MMO stuff and a lot of these Dota games, and also of these these big MMO survival games where griefing is just it's just impossible to have fun playing, because you just somebody is constantly out to just kill you. That's all it's all about, and that's just not fun.
That definitely kind of takes away any enjoyment from the game.
Yeah. So,
especially when, like, if you're someone who has a limited amount of time, and you don't want to be constantly just getting your ass kicked.
Schooled by 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, totally. Who have reflexes far beyond my 57 years. It's like I can't find the right frickin' key sometimes. Mashing around on the keyboard. God, or maybe that was the bourbon. I don't know. No, I definitely I can feel it. I just do not have the reflexes that I used to have. So. I can't play games like that. I no longer Twitch.
I would definitely like to see like more dynamic NPCs though, where they actually change what they think and say to you.
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Based on what you've accomplished, as opposed to
Yeah, the poster child for that right now really is Witcher 3. It is an amazing game when it comes to that stuff. It is so beautifully done. It's just gorgeous, and they it's a much more immersively acted game than any of the Elder Scrolls games. So everything is voiced and
awesome.
so on. So it's a different style of game, but yeah, the NPCs are amazing.
I was in Dawnstar the other day, and it was in the middle of the night, and I just kept waking up the Jarl, and he would get out of bed, stand up, and talk to me, and then he would lay back down.
Yeah.
And then I would ask him another question, and he would stand up and talk to me. He would lay back down. I did this so many times. I'm like, eventually the Jarl, the commander of this section of Skyrim, they would eventually get pissed off. So they need to have some sort of reaction. I did it. I don't know. I just thought it was so funny. I did it like 10 times in a row, just bugging the shit out of the Jarl. Like, he would at least call the guards or something.
You would think, yeah. You would hope he would anyway. But But I mean, even after you save the entire world, it's just you don't get.
They still say crap to you all the time.
Yeah, or like you're the leader of the Thieves Guild, and then you're going to get those Radiant quests, and they're like, oh, you better go finish it. Like, really? I am the leader of the guild.
I could fire you.
I have brought it back to prominence. What are you talking about? So I would like to see that kind of thing, and I think that's something they could accomplish in the next one. I would think with the,
I don't know if it's just true or not, and I hate to sort of dump on consoles, but I have the feeling that some of that is because they had to.
Oh, definitely,
make it workable on the existing consoles, and so compromises were made. There's a lot of scripting involved in those kind of branching things, and takes a fair amount of computing power. So.
Yeah, I would think that kind of limitation is definitely because of the consoles, and I am a mostly console player now, but I
think we're past some of that anyway, because the power of this generation of consoles is so far above what the 360 and the PS3 were.
Yeah,
as good as they were, in their time.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking machines that are 10 years old now or whatever they are, as compared to the new ones. So hopefully there's enough power there to do the different things they want to do.
Yeah,
but I mean, I understand they need those limitations for the consoles because that's just where they make their money too. So
yeah,
it kind of is what it is.
Well, I mean, Xbox has done their thing with the backwards compatibility, which is pretty cool. So
yeah, that's
really
at least people
nice.
who play that. Yeah,
and now with of course the mods being available too. I completely forgot about that.
I don't know how much of that still remains to be seen.
Yeah.
How that's going to work. I haven't listened to the whole thing yet. The last was not the most recent, but the day one of Giant Bomb's live feed. They were interviewing Phil Spencer, and the other guy who's the Xbox guy, and they were talking about how they made the backwards compatibility work, which is pretty cool. I mean, they just basically created a virtual machine because the Xbox 360 is a PowerPC machine, and the Xbox One is an Intel machine, so they had to basically just create a virtual machine for all the Xbox games to run on, the Xbox 360 games to run on. It's pretty cool. But how that's going to work with mods, I don't know. There's an awful lot of. It might be just graphical mods, simple mods, because load order is important, and patches and things like that. I just don't know how that would possibly work.
It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it goes. I mean. The only thing is, thankfully we're going to get, or whatever, I guess Fallout's going to be the guinea pig for it, essentially, compared to, with the Fallout 4 is going to be the guinea pig for that.
Yeah.
Long before 6 comes out. So hopefully whatever bugs are there will be worked out by then, too.
Yeah.
But I would assume it would be similar to, the Steam, how the mods are done on Steam, where you just subscribe and you don't have to worry too much about load order and things like that. It's more of a simplified version.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So I would think it would kind of follow that pattern.
Yeah.
And I kind of had a feeling they were going that way with the whole paid mod things, because I assumed that, they were doing it because Microsoft and the likes wanted some money.
That's a good point. I don't know. That could very well be. Although somebody recently just come out and said no, there aren't going to be. That's not going to happen with Fallout 4.
Yeah,
at least not in the near future.
Well, yeah, they said the modding on. I believe that was at the Microsoft E3 event, that the mods were going to be free.
Yeah,
it wasn't going to be paid mods. So they're still on that, but that's always those things can always change.
Yeah, so someday, regardless of what we want, filthy lucre will have its way.
Yeah, I mean it's going to happen. I don't think.
Yep.
I don't think we can.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to stop it from happening. I think it's a likelihood at some point. But you're always going to have, you're always going to have the PC end with the mods available for free. So there's that. But I think they'll definitely try and dip in to make some money on the console players on that end at some point.
It only makes sense.
That makes, it'll start out free and, we can't maintain because it costs too much money, so we'll have to charge you.
Well, I do hope they don't go the route of microtransactions in these games.
I would hate to see that. Yeah, that I would hate to see.
So that would be something I don't want to see in Elder Scrolls 6. So
definitely not.
I want to get an app so you can do your smithing, enchanting, and alchemy away from the game.
Yeah, definitely. That's one of the big things I've always wanted.
I think definitely things seem to be moving that way. I mean, the Pip-Boy is now an iPhone app, right?
Yep.
So, and looks like it's going to, be integrated into the game. So I don't see why that wouldn't be completely possible. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a huge one for me. I want to see that. I want to be able to access things, not the full game, obviously, but parts of it while away from it.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Yeah.
I just wondering how we're actually going to get our jobs done then.
Well, what are you worried about?
I mean, jobs?
Excuse me?
Hey, lady, fix your own goddamn thing.
That's right.
Look, if it takes long enough for this game to come out, we'll all be retired.
That's right. Yeah, probably. Oh, God.
In theory,
I won't be retired because I'll be spending too much money buying more powerful computer hardware
just to run it. Yeah,
stupid games.
I have to get that retirement job just to buy the hardware.
Yeah. Oh,
you could ask great at Walmart.
Yeah.
That's how my kids got all their computers. Dad wanted to play the latest game, so he built a new one
and gave them the other.
whoever needed one. So.
Oh, that's the way to go. There you go. That's the way to get it. So yeah, I think we covered a lot of what could possibly happen. Better followers. There's another one.
Yeah. But I like for smithing, just to be able to make more varied looks. Like if the ebony helmet looks cool, but I'd also like to see it in different forms. So
yeah, just a little more variety to everything.
Variety in there.
Yeah,
totally.
I think that's definitely it's something they can accomplish with more powerful consoles and stuff. So.
And I remember thinking one time that I'd be super sneaky when going up to one of the exit towers from Blackreach, and I would I'll just use my telekinesis and pull that lever.
That would be awesome, yeah.
But it didn't work, and I was like, why on earth? This should work. Like, telekinesis should be able to move everything that is movable, and we know that lever is movable, and I don't know.
That would be nice, for sure.
Yeah.
That's definitely something I'd like to see.
Little stuff like that.
Well, any other thoughts from anyone?
No, I think we covered most of the ground there.
Well, let's see. The end of our Elder Scrolls marathon, if you're listening on YouTube, or if you're listening to the audio episodes, they're broken down. Because I'm going on vacation, so we need stuff.
Content.
Heading out to Comic-Con. So probably when this comes out, I'll be in beautiful either somewhere in the Southwest, in California / Nevada. So
Gonna meet up with Juan, you said. Right?
Yeah, I'm going to try to. I should be in San Diego a day or two ahead of time, so I'd like to definitely do that. I wanted to do it last year, but we had ditched our car before that, so that wasn't, we got rid of our car too soon, and public transportation in Southern California isn't...
It's not like it is in the Northeast.
Yeah, it's not all you would like it to be. So it's functional to some extent, but it's not like it's definitely not like.
I just don't really hear people using the Los Angeles subway.
Yeah, no. They do have like a trolley system in San Diego. Yeah, but it's not as efficient as you would see here. It's not like here, but or anywhere else. People like their cars there. So it's been another episode of Skyrim Addict Podcast, and I already have a thing at the end, so I don't have to say anything. If you would like, please leave us some reviews on iTunes. It helps the show out. And check out the Fallout feed, the Fallout show, which is on the Fallout feed. All right.
Where the Fallout stuff is.
Where the Fallout stuff is. But it's all over the website. So there's that. So that's all I got. So later, everyone.
Night.
Good night.
Hello. Welcome back. Skyrim Addict Podcast. Let me turn down my mic, which is booming. Like off the charts. Wow. Turn it down a little more. All right. That should be good. Sorry about that. Had to adjust my audio. Michael, I'm here with Andrew.
Hello.
Victor.
Hello.
And Jack.
Hey, how's it going?
Joining us on Skyrim for the first time. So, this was thrown together last minute, like everything we do. And, except for the round table, which Andrew plans out 6 months in advance, which is awesome. And I was playing through that today. So, I started my PC character a while back, switching from 360, and I basically started the game over. That's like kind of what I did, and I decided to take it like a fresh start, like I never played before, and kind of do it that way. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it. Have you guys ever like tried to do it that way, like? Because I find now when I make characters, I make them for purpose to do specific things, and not to do everything. And I kind of wanted a character where I explored again and found everything, and went through all the little nooks and crannies and through the quests and all that stuff. Whereas now, like if I start a character, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna probably play through the companions and this, and then I'll move on to something else. But
I usually do always just make a character that does pretty much everything.
Yeah, I usually just sort of I create a character that, or I think of, I sort of visualize a character that I'd like to play with, and then I try to just sort of let things happen organically. Especially starting with with modded games and alternate starts and things like that. I just sort of try to let it flow, and if the game says take a left, I'll take a right. And just try to make things happen that way. I just created a character recently that I haven't really played much yet. That's based on a series of books from long ago called the World of Tears, and Tiers, not Tears. So I'm going to try to play him through just like that. They'll do everything. And because he's sort of a visitor from a strange land.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool idea. Yeah, because I haven't really. Well, I guess my current roundtable character is kind of really completely well-rounded because I have done almost everything with it. I don't think I've finished the dragon story, but I kind of wanted to approach this one where, like, when I first got the game, where you go through. I kind of went through the main quest first and branched off of it. So I'm kind of approaching it that way. But, still going off on those side quests and, everything you kind of run across on the way. And trying to use a lot of foot travel. So I actually find things instead of just, hopping here, hopping there, things like that.
Yeah, I think I'll do that with this character.
I definitely prefer that. It takes longer to play the game, but it's a lot more fun, I think, than just sort of fast traveling everywhere.
Yeah, definitely. I find I fall in that trap though because you know where everything's at, so it's like, oh well, I know I have to get to here. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's hard. Yeah.
And I confess, I use on my PC games, I use a mod called Better Fast Travel, which adds carriages to and new destinations to just about everywhere. So you can, there's a carriage in Morthal and Falkreath now, and there's
nice.
Which it only makes sense to me anyway. I shut off the silly ones like Half Moon Mill and stuff like that, but all the towns, most of them anyway, even Rorikstead has a carriage and stuff. So that makes that sort of takes the edge off having to walk everywhere. That makes it a little more sort of realistic, I guess.
That's pretty good because I hated not having fast travel stations at like Rorikstead and Iverstead.
I know, it's kind of stupid.
You have to climb all the way around the mountain just to get to Iverstead.
Yeah, Iverstead's a pain. Yeah, especially if you have a map with no roads.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
and potentially have to fight the hag ravens that are up there.
Yeah. Oh, if you go you go past Helgen.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I usually go past
Rock. Yeah.
I usually go Valtheim Towers. That route.
Okay. Yeah.
Around, but there's also that route right next to is it a Imperial's camp or a Stormcloak's camp? That's east of Whiterun.
Yeah, if you go up right after Embershard Mine, or not Embershard Mine, it's the
Whiterun Watch. Yeah.
Whiterun Watch. Yeah, you take a right and go up the mountain there. Yeah, you come out at the top there's a Wisp Mother up there.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's a nice little shortcut, though. It's a good one.
Yeah, she's really the only thing on that road, so it's not like a ton of, you don't have a ton of battling you have to do.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. And then you come down right across the river from where that troll is, just below Iverstead. Yeah.
Yep, yeah. That is it's a convenient shortcut. It's not easy to find, though.
No, you kind of have to. The turnoff off the main road there is easy because it's got a cairn, but then trying to follow it, it gets a little sketchy up there.
Yeah.
It's not very clear. There's a lot of switchbacks and stuff.
Yeah, it loops back and forth up the mountain pretty well.
Yeah.
But Andrew, are you playing anything other than your roundtable guy?
Oh, besides Fallout, I hardly have time for. So I just try to do some fun side quests every once in a while with my roundtable person,
just to break it up.
Yeah, I'm thinking about going up to Solstheim. I haven't been up yet, and that's one of my favorites. So I think I'll maybe go up there and play around, add some Stalrim
weapons, or maybe a light version of the Skyrim armor, because my roundtable character has light armor. Right now, I've got the Dawn Guard light armor going. I've got it enchanted with different magic enchantments and stuff. But I always like the Skyrim look, so I might go up to Solstheim and mess around and see if I can't start collecting that stuff.
Yeah, I do like the look of that armor. Of the ones in the game, that's like it's one of my favorite ones.
I think one of my favorite light armors is the Chitin armor.
Oh. Yeah, you know what? I haven't really used that. I mean, I've seen it, obviously, but I've never really used it.
No, I never have either.
I think it looks really cool.
Is it similar to Falmer?
No.
No?
It's more the light one. Is it does that one have the like rounded helmet?
Yeah, it has like the rounded helmet, and it looks like your character's got like goggles built in.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, that's the light one, yeah. Yeah, I do
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
I thought that was the bone mold with the goggles, or is that the chitin helmet? And then because that's what that guy, that mercenary,
Teldrin Series or whatever.
Yeah. He's wearing the Chitin armor.
Oh, okay, all right. I thought that was bone mold.
Yeah, the bone mold's a little more yellow, but it does have a similar shape, I think, to the helmet, doesn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of Princess Leia's bounty hunter mask in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it kind of does. Yep. Or the, what is it, the tick hat in the helmet in Fallout 3? The bug helmet or whatever.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Kind of reminds me of that. Yeah, the rounded. Yeah, bone mold's rounded. Yeah. But I like the Stalrim because it has that real, like, clean, icy look.
Minty fresh.
Yeah, it just it's so different than any of the other ones that you come across in the mainland. So
it's funny. I've never liked it. I always thought it looks kind of goofy.
How do you feel about glass armor? Because I also like glass armor, which is also sort of an unpopular opinion I find in some chat rooms.
It's kind of
very,
ugly.
very highly improbable.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's for sure.
But what if it was gorilla
shattered
glass?
by glass
Yeah.
armor.
Wait a minute. You're worrying about realism in a land with dragons and magic and stuff like that. Yeah,
That's true.
Of course.
yeah. No, I agree though. I don't like the look of the glass. I like the dragon scale armor. That's sort of my. Favorite.
I like the look of the glass weapons. The glass weapons look really cool.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Grim Seaver.
I tend to lean towards, on the light side, I tend to lean towards the Elven. Because I just think it looks the best. I mean, right now I'm running with Dragon Scale on this character, but when I go light, I tend to go Elven. But when you think about it, it's probably not great for sneaking. Number one, it's metal. Number two, it's really shiny. So if you were sneaking, you'd be reflecting like every torch off of your body. So it doesn't seem practical in that sense for sneaking.
Yeah.
Some of the other ones that you get. What is it, the Nightingale and things like that, they're a little, definitely, better sneaking type armor.
That's one of the better sort of, one-off vanilla armors in the game, the Nightingale armor. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like the cape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little silly, but that's really fun. And it makes me feel like Storm Shadow or something from G.I. Joe.
That's funny.
Oh man, I totally lied about my armor. I said I was in the Dawn Guard. I switched over to the Mythic Dawn robes for a while.
Oh, I like those a little bit too. Because they're just different,
Yeah, it's just fun to pick up something new and interesting that you don't really, I don't know how often I actually do this quest. So, and plus this character's, I know. Using the Daedric artifacts that I find, usually I just throw them up on the wall, but I'm actually trying to use them in this playthrough.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing a playthrough where I didn't make any of my own weapons and used just what was in the game.
That's a great idea. Yeah, because right now I've got the Mythic Dawn robes and the Mehrunes razor. Mm-hmm. Since they kind of go together from that quest, so I'm running around in that. That's fun.
Yeah, I'm having trouble with that actually. I'll cover it on the round table in a week or so. But I have a bug or something.
Oh, really?
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah, I collected all the pieces, but now whenever I get up to Dagon's shrine there, Silas attacks me. So I
crap.
gotta figure out why. Yeah, I'll try to figure that out.
Yeah, can you overpower it with a console command of some sort, or
I tried that.
a calm spell or something?
No, I tried the reset AI console command. I tried a bunch of stuff. It might be because I have a big bounty on my head in Dawnstar. I'll have to try that. So,
the calm spell might work.
Yeah, maybe it will. I should try that.
That might work actually if you're high enough level, or if you can find a scroll.
I don't know. I'm not very high in illusion, but yeah, or a scroll might work.
Like a scroll harmony or something like that.
Yeah, I think I have a staff also.
So yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's true. A staff will work also.
Yeah,
because I've had that happen in the past where little things have happened where, what was it? I kept getting attacked where I was going somewhere. I think Dawn Guard it might have been actually. But I think I used Calm and was able to get through it. But that was a while ago, and I don't remember exactly the circumstances surrounding it.
Yeah. Well, I'll try clearing my bounty first, and then I'll try all that other stuff.
Yeah, it's so finicky. It's so funny how just certain little things you wouldn't think would have anything to do with each other, like can totally destroy a whole quest on one end because you accidentally took a red apple out of a barrel that you weren't supposed to, or something.
Yes, it's the Skyrim butterfly effect. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, that's the best.
It's so easy to accidentally. It's actually Oblivion's worse for accidental stealing. It you can do it without even thinking. You grab something and you're like, oh Jesus, now I'm going to jail or I'm getting attacked or. I mean, Skyrim's pretty bad too because when you wander into a shop and you're just looking and all of a sudden you click and you grab the orange dartwing off the counter.
Oh, crap!
Yeah, you're like, I was just trying to talk to you and you moved out of the way.
Yeah. And then you got to kill everybody.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh well, sorry guys. Sorry about your luck.
Well, that's what happened in Dawnstar. I was an unfortunate incident with vampiric hunger, and everybody died.
Oh man.
Oh well.
Hey, what can you do? Man's got to eat.
That's
true. Right. Exactly.
It's true.
Speaking of vampirism and eating, why don't I have Serrano in tow with me right now? With my round table character, why don't I ever see her bending down and feeding?
That's a good point.
Well, the vampires in Skyrim, they gain power by not eating.
Yeah. That's
so
true.
She's just getting super powerful, then she's not feeding at all.
She's prepping for the final battle. That's it.
I guess.
There you go.
Well, they gain power, but they lose on another. I forget what, because the mod I'm using changes that. So I've never played a vanilla vampire, so I don't know what the offset is there.
I think it's your daytime. When you're out in the daytime, it becomes much worse when you're not blooded, right?
Okay. All right. That's right. And you start looking more and more like a vampire.
Yeah.
People start running away or attacking you.
Yeah. And when you don't feed, I think you don't. If you feed, do you recover stamina in the daylight? If you're blooded, I think it's called, or whatever it is.
I hardly ever play a vampire.
Me
I
too.
Don't remember.
I find it so clunky that I don't usually do it. But I think it's that it's not as harsh during the day for you, and also the look. The people don't run away from you if you're constantly feeding.
Right.
Whereas if you don't feed, you're becoming more and more, I guess, evil looking.
Yeah, they make a lot of comments about your dangerous look in your eyes and things like that. But
yeah. So I mean I think that's the downside to it. It would seem like it would make more sense for you to be stronger if you fed than if you didn't.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and also have the downside.
You just get hangry.
Yeah.
Angry for some haggis.
Yeah.
Don't knock haggis; it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
I've never had haggis.
No.
Oh.
I named my orc character Haggis.
That seems appropriate.
Yeah.
That's what Michael said.
Yeah, it's like the perfect naming for a character like that.
Yeah.
Oh, so this week we have a new Skyrim player. He's not on the podcast.
We heard. This is great.
But yeah. So my 7-year-old he's played since I've been playing. Yeah, but just like grab the controller, kind of play a little bit. He's actually started a character and is going through it, and he's actually YouTubing it.
Good for him.
So I was like,
amazing.
yeah, I'll put him up for you. Just, learn how to do it and all that. So,
Yeah, you should make him put them up.
well, I don't want to mess with my setup. Let's not get crazy here. All right. If it was his own thing, yeah, that would be perfect. I show him how to do it though, so it doesn't, so at least gets the concept. So, I think maybe we'll get to that point at some point. Yeah, he was originally going to do a Minecraft channel, and then he started watching one of the Minecraft guys did some Skyrim playthroughs a while back. And he's like, oh, now I want to do that. I'm like, that's great. You watch somebody else play Skyrim. Now you want to do this. Okay, thanks.
You're highly offended.
Yeah.
The other person made the game look so fun.
Yeah, exactly. He
Your
used to
play
play.
style just must be horrible.
Oh, God. Yeah, I know. Well, if you watch recently on 10 Minutes in Skyrim, my play style is horrendous recently. So, or in upcoming ones. I don't know. It might be in upcoming ones that I did the other day. I was just like,
quit sneaking.
I don't know what I was doing. And I'm like, God, I'm just getting killed everywhere, being stupid. Like, dragons landing in my face, and I'm trying to shoot them with arrows. And I'm like, oh, this is just dumb. What am I doing? I think I'd been playing so much Fallout that I kind of lost the groove of what I was doing. And I ended up getting smushed a lot.
Yeah, it's amazing you mentioned flipping back and forth between Fallout here. It's like how much more my brain has to think when I'm playing Fallout, and I can just go into autopilot mode in order to play Skyrim at this point.
Yeah.
It's like exhausting playing Fallout, guys.
It's because you're still figuring it out. That's why.
Oh, man.
Whereas Skyrim, you basically got it down. Although I came across, what's that ghost? What the hell is it? I was recording. Let's see if I can find it on my map. You go to this one spot, there's a shrine, and then the ghost runs away, and you follow it. Let me see. Let's see if I have it on my map.
Is that from the Mara quests of the ghost of the past battlefield?
No. This was like random, just like up by. Where the hell was it? I don't think I have it on this map because I think it was the other character. It was Mehrunes. Where's Mehrunes at? It was up like near Mehrunes Shrine, but off to the left of that. I'm trying to find it here. I don't see it. I don't remember exactly where Mehrunes Dagon Shrine is. But you come up to a shrine. Not Mehrunes Shrine, but like one of those small random shrines that you see. And then this ghost appears and runs off, and you follow it to like a little ruin. And there's some swag and like weapons and stuff in there. It began with an H, but I can't remember the damn name of it offhand now. And I don't think I've ever actually encountered it before. Or if I have, it was a really long time ago and I forgot.
That does not sound familiar to me.
Yeah, well, I'll have to look that up. I'm trying to think. It began with an H, I know that. But I don't know where Mehrunes Shrine is. Let me see if I can find it on the UESP.
Wasn't the old Heraldon?
No, not that one. This was just like a random thing, It wasn't like old Heraldon or whatever where you meet him. Yeah. He's, you wake up and he's in the bar.
Just, hey, what are you doing?
Yeah, like having a drink.
Yeah.
I actually glitched out a couple of the Daedric quests.
Oh, I hate that.
Like, I got married to Isolde in Whiterun, and when I did that, Sanguine, the quest wouldn't start because I was already married to her.
Oh, really?
And she's like a quest NPC in that quest.
Huh. Oh, that stinks. But I hope not a minor glitch, because I'm hoping to do the whole thing this time, the all 15 or whatever. I'm hoping to actually, get that achievement this time that I've never actually gotten before.
Oblivion Walker.
That's it, Oblivion Walker. I don't know what
oh god, I'm hunting a deer the only way I know how.
With
Smacking
explosives?
him with my axe.
explosives.
And I fell down the waterfall.
With the gloves of the pugilist.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'm punching this deer to death.
Oh man,
Like boxing a kangaroo, but a deer.
You could do it the way the dentists do it, with guides and large guns and things,
Oh, jeez. Goodness.
yeah. I came across that guy the other day, the one in the I was going to get Esbern. That's what it was. So I went down into the Ratway. And that guy used to kill me like every damn time I ran into him. Because
the pugilist guy?
Yeah, like always. I don't know why. I mean, now I get him like, I just sit there and wait for him to come out and shoot him in the face, but I used to always forget where he was. And you can't see him in that corner if you have like your settings pretty dark. And he would just come up and bash me in the head, and I'd be like, "Oh, really? I'm dead again? Like, really? Do we have to do this?"
That's the only item in the game that gives a plus to unarmed attacks.
Yep. Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
No, I didn't know. Could you unenchant it and like make the enchantment stronger?
Oh yeah, you can disenchant that. Yeah.
Oh,
Fortify unarmed.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, so you could do a pretty solid unarmed playthrough.
Yeah, there's the Punch Cat playthrough that if anybody's ever tried that, but using it because if you have a Khajiit,
the claws,
you have the claws, so you can.
And it stacks with the glove enchantment.
Yeah, so
Nice.
you get a little extra there.
I know Argonians get claws too. Argonians get claws too, don't they?
I think so. Yeah, I'm
they
not sure if they're not quite as effective as the Khajiit or not. I don't know. I know people who like to play that usually use the Khajiit. That's why it's Punch Cat. But,
Punch Cat.
yeah.
I think Brian for the roundtable for a little bit did an unarmed character where he was punching everything. Didn't he do something like that?
Oh, I think so.
It sounds familiar. Yeah.
It seems like a
It's
pretty
too bad
fun.
there isn't a perk
With
for that.
Meathead or something, right?
Oh yeah.
Meathead.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, meat. That's right. I forgot about
It's
that.
not better than bloody haggis.
Yeah.
Oh God, I'm in Minsheleft at that puzzle where you flip the levers and the gates
Oh
up
yeah.
and down and close go in front of you and behind you, and you have to hit the right one and go forward.
That one. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Is it the Shrine of Akatosh that thing appears? I'm still trying to find out what the hell I saw.
It's funny that gate puzzle in Zinjalef the last time I did it was just recently. I sort of breezed right through it, and I don't know why. I just got lucky. Or maybe it's because I've done it 10 billion times.
It's one of those ones you think you don't remember, and then you end up really remembering it.
Yeah, something like that.
I'm just mad that you can't use what's it called? It's not telepathy or whatever, but that spell where you can pull things towards you. Why can't you use that to pull levers in other rooms?
That would be a nice
Because
feature.
that wouldn't be sporting. That's
Yeah.
why.
But that's the advantage of using that school of magic.
Yeah, telekinesis. Yeah.
Yeah.
Telekinesis, yeah.
Yeah, that would be nice to be able to do that, or like pick up Reekling with it and like throw them at the other Reekling.
Yeah.
That would be
Go
hilarious.
get him, buddy.
You could like just because there's always like 50 of them standing together, so you could pick up one and just throw them into the crowd and see what happens. The Reekling are really great to use illusion on because they're always in packs.
Oh yeah, I never thought of
And
that.
if you throw frenzy in there, you usually get like 5 of them at
that'd be
once.
great.
Yeah, like 5 of them at once get frenzied, and they all just go crazy. They
Oh, sweet. I just got through that puzzle. That wasn't as bad as I remember. Sweet.
So I just started the quest to revive the Gildergreen in Whiterun.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
That was
Danica,
quick.
right?
Yep, good old Danica. Or Danica, whatever the hell her name is.
Danica,
Is it-
yes.
Is this with your new character?
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I'm already in Whiterun.
Made it down there fast.
Wow. I always get stuck in Riverwood for hours.
I got what I wanted out of Riverwood and just left.
And take that poor Smith's all of his iron ingots and
I already made leather armor, and I'm gonna head out to Bleak Falls Barrow.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what? I was thinking about it. I'm like, why don't I just go right to Bleak Falls instead of going to Riverwood and see how that goes from now on? Instead
You
of
can
going
go
through.
up there and you can pick up the golden claw and everything.
Yeah, just get everything. And go. I was actually when Connor was doing his playthrough, I'm like, yeah, that's actually easier. Why am I going all the way?
And I
so
mean, you can
it'll let
grab
you get the Dragonstone and everything?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Dragonstone's there, and you
Wow,
pick it up
okay.
and you go up to
Yeah.
That's smart to just have it on you, yeah.
yeah. But it does, like, if you
I was-
forget about it, it just takes up 25 pounds in your
Yeah, because until it's a
Very
quest item, right? It's
Yeah.
it has weight until it's a quest item.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Once it's a quest item, it doesn't have any weight though.
Oh, shit. Pardon my French. I forgot I had healing equipped. I'm trying to throw lightning bolt at this Falmer bastard, but I forgot I had healing equipped. Sorry, guys. Continue. That's the problem with having me play the game while trying to podcast. Oh man, they're going to kill me.
Yes,
I don't know how you do it, Michael.
it depends on what I'm doing. Usually, I'll put it down for a while and not have it on all the time. Like right now, my menu's just sitting on. I'm just looking at the map. But yeah, no. Like yesterday, we were recording a trivia podcast game show thing, and I was playing Fallout 3 most of the time we were recording, except for when it was my turn. I would pause when it was my turn to answer questions.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've really got to listen. I am not going to know what the hell's going on.
What's the broadcast policy on having the volume in the background of the game? If you can video capture it, there shouldn't be any weird
No, there shouldn't
problems
be.
with rebroadcasting the
No,
sound. of the
it
game,
depends. Some of them put it like the King's Quest one video I put up. It actually got a what do they call it? One of those YouTube claims for copyright.
Right? Oh, geez.
But it was just all it did is switch it over to where they could I don't know, monetize it or whatever, for the music or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
But it was
What
just
is a giant doing in Riverwood?
I've never. That's an odd one.
There is a giant in Riverwood.
That's a long way to
awesome.
travel.
I'm
All right.
surprised he could make it in the gate.
Yeah, like I thought he would hit his head.
He's like standing over by the logs.
Oh, well, there you go. He's just
Do you
being
have any
friendly.
extra spawn mods running?
No.
Fulmer.
All I really have is the sounds of Skyrim.
I do love the extra sounds. Oh, the extra sounds and like just the extra foliage. I think
Yeah.
that's what I just have that kind of stuff on mine, and
just textures. Yeah.
yeah, and I had it Falscar, which I think I just started.
What is that?
That quest/expansion mod.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's pretty good actually.
Yeah, there was
Fun.
do you-
Good reviews.
I haven't actually played it yet. Victor, you played it, right?
Yeah, I played through it. It's pretty good. I'd say, I mean, the story is good. It was, it was done by this Alexander Vilnicki guy who was sort of trying to make it as a job application
Yep.
to whoever, whether it was Bethesda or whatever. And so it suffers a little bit from lack of copy editing, and somebody who has a really good grasp of grammar and writing skills. But other than, the voice acting is pretty good. The story is fun. It's nicely rendered. He created a whole new island and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Do you pick that up in Riften? Is that the old guy I ran into in Riften who starts off the quest?
Yeah, he has a really nasty, annoying, nasally little
yes,
voice.
he does. Yes.
Yeah, and then you go to a cave. That's just down the road. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get start that yet, but I think I'm gonna hop into it since I've never played it before. And
oh yeah, you'll enjoy it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
it
so
really is.
I'm gonna definitely hop into that. That's gonna be one of my things. Yeah, I came across him. I'm like, man, this guy. I do not remember this guy. He must be from Falskar.
Yeah.
I'm like, I know he is not a normal resident. He's like, hey there, young fella.
Yeah.
That's basically his voice.
1849 prospector.
That's kind of what he sounds like.
All of a sudden.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah, you pretty much got
it. Okay, so I just stumbled upon something hilarious. So I installed a mod pack to like make the character models better.
Oh.
Like better customization options and stuff. Well, I'm going around and I'm killing people and I'm like looting their bodies. I'm just taking all of them, and I didn't realize it, but they basically look like Ken dolls. They're not wearing underwear.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
no.
Everybody's a Ken doll.
Which mod did you install?
I installed a EMB body pack.
Uh-huh.
I installed like better hair, better eyes, stuff like that.
Right.
I have a mod that makes the elf races look more normal and not super blocky.
Okay, like what is it? Ethereal Elven Overhaul? Is that the one?
Yes, that's it.
Yeah, I know that mod. Yeah. Yeah, it's the body replacer mods that can be a little bit, especially if you're live streaming and you forget you have one on, and everybody's naked and anatomically correct.
It's weird.
Yes, that happened to me.
Do they disapprove of that?
Oh, not horribly, but it's.
I mean, there's just a
naked
naked woman laying out here in the snow.
Oh God.
With like surprisingly realistic body features.
Oh,
yes.
jeez. Yeah.
It's actually kind of terrifying.
What business is it of ours? What people do in their free time?
That's right.
Yeah. Some people are into those mods. That's hey, go for it. That's your thing. I was watching. What was it? Because I was trying to. I was looking up how to mod Oblivion, so I wanted to watch some videos on it. And I think it was Zool who I was watching.
Zool.
Yeah, XUUL. Because he had some good Oblivion walkthroughs on there for modding parts. But I think he was also reviewing there was one. I think there was that show. I watched a couple things, so it could have been that. Could have been another one. Who was reviewing like this massive mod? You know what? It may have been for Skyrim though, but it just had everything in it, including like naked characters and stuff like that, and it was just like
lovely.
Yeah, so it was like, well, this is good, but it may turn some people off who don't want this part of it or that part of it. You know what I mean? So I mean, because I guess that hits like a specific segment, kind of like hentai or something.
Well, most of the body mods, like the CBBE replacement and the UNP replacements, all come with clothed or unclothed.
Mm-hmm.
So you can underwear or whatever you want, and the male body mods have the same options. So you can and they do look a lot better. So I mean, in terms of facial features and body features, they're worth using if you're going to mod your game and you want that level of
realism.
Detail.
Yeah.
And I thought I grabbed the clothed one. I guess I just downloaded one and not look.
Yeah, well, the default is naked.
The default.
Oh, I guess I could just deal with it. I'm not live streaming it or anything, so
that's right.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. The naked hour in Skyrim.
Yeah.
Welcome to the naked hour.
I am in a halted stream right now because
What are you doing?
There's a schematic in there, and I just missed the chief. Ooh.
Oh, you're collecting those crossbow schematics?
Yeah, I figured I'd do that. I haven't done that.
I'm doing that right now too. I'm in. Is Minstrel F the last one?
Well, I think they're just Radiant where they are.
Are they? Okay.
Well, that might be specifically where the last one is, but the other ones are just in random bandit places. Because my first one was at White River Watch, and now this one's at Halted Stream.
Ooh, isn't that where the transmute?
Yeah, that's where the transmute is. I've already been here though, so yeah.
That seems to be one of your things you like to go do. I never really think to do that.
Well, if you're gonna smith, it's worth it because it builds up your smithing like super. Whoa! I must have got some vampirism. The screen just went red, so I was like, "Yeah."
Oh no!
I think I can take cure disease still. We'll see.
Yeah.
That wasn't good. Yeah, so you go there first or early on because smithing jewelry first you can do that at any level, and it's like way faster to level up.
Gold diamond necklaces.
Yep. So if you're going to do a lot of smithing, it is worth it for sure.
Man, I miss the old days of iron daggers and hide bracers.
Yep.
For 2 hours, and you have 100.
I'm going to make 8 million iron daggers, and the one thing I do like is I have the mod where you can break down the items.
Oh, really?
For when you're smithing, if you go to the smelter, you can like break down your daggers or arrows or whatever into ingots.
Yeah, that's excellent.
I really like that.
Lot of sense.
Yeah, it does. It makes a ton of sense to be able to do.
I just found out today that you can do that in Fallout New Vegas, right? You can break down guns and whatever. I think I just experimenting and fooling around accidentally destroyed most of my
your gear.
My guns. I'm just like, what did I just do?
Oh man.
Yeah, so that'd be cool. I would enjoy that, but I accidentally did it a little too extremely earlier.
That always happens the first time you do something, though.
Yeah.
You always take it to the complete edge of what you could possibly do.
What am I doing? I don't know. Let's just keep going. Roll with it. All right.
Let's just destroy everything.
Yeah, but now I just find I never have... It looks like I have a ton of ammunition, but it's never the right ammunition.
Break it down at the reloading bench and make better ammunition.
Rebuild ammunition. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the sort of stuff I'm just now starting to kind of try to figure out.
And that stuff's not in Fallout 3.
No. You either find the ammo you need or you don't. That's pretty much it.
Well, yeah, I always wish that I could break down all the swords I never used into ingots.
No, that mod is certainly great because if you want to focus on smithing, even when you're higher level and you don't want to grab all the garbage swords and stuff because they're not worth anything, they become worth something because then you don't have to go mining. You can just break them down. So
I really like that.
Yeah, it is nice because you know when you're coming across 50 bandits with iron daggers and iron swords and hide this and you can still grab that stuff and make it useful as opposed to just tossing it aside.
Yeah.
That was something I definitely liked.
I don't need incentive to carry more crap around.
Well, you get rid of it this way. You break it down.
Yeah.
I find
I just don't pick it up at all.
That's the way to do it.
At least not play on hardcore mode where ammo weighs something.
Oh, yeah. Remember arrows used to weigh in Oblivion?
I was going to say, is there a hardcore Skyrim mode that I don't know about?
Mostly modded.
Yeah.
That's like Requiem does that, and a couple other mods. Which mod are you using that allows you to smelt or break down items?
I would have to pull it up. It was on the workshop. Whatever one's on the workshop.
Okay.
I'm just starting to get into venturing away from the workshop, so I think
only one of my greatest fears is attacking me right now.
What's that?
Oh dear.
A clown?
A giant spider.
Oh, a spider.
Die, beast.
Tim Curry is a clown, is that?
My
Where are
roundtable
you?
character has a pet spider.
I'm in Bleak Falls Barrow.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Your roundtable character has a spider.
She has a pet spider. It's part of the Spurg perk overhaul. One of the perks is a pet, and you can choose which pet you're going to get with your perk.
Remember you were saying your character can like talk to spiders and stuff, right?
Well, she has a yes, she's friendly with spiders. They don't attack her. But now she has a pet, and the pet's name is Atropos.
So basically, through a mod, you can dictate which breed of animal will be friendly towards you. So you could be like the Charis Whisperer or something.
Basically, yeah. Well, there's two mods involved. There's the one with nature, which allows you to select the sort of the faction of just about every animal species in Skyrim. So you can select whether it's allied or defensive or aggressive or whatever. And then Spurg, which is the perk overhaul, actually has an animal pet perk. I forget which tree it's in. Speech, perhaps. And once you gain a certain level, you can pick the perk to get a pet.
Oh, nice.
Pick a perk for a pet. All right.
That's right. So I took spider.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Hey, I don't know what the actual answer to this is, but I had one of the Dawnguard dogs. I had one killed out in the field, but then I took the other one to my house over at Winstead Manor and left him there. I said, "It's time for you to go home, doggy." And he seemed to be sticking around the house, but then last time I was out at Fort Dawnguard, I just saw him in the dog pen. So I thought he would have gone to my home, but does that mean I have to buy him? No, I don't. You don't have to use money, so it's not a big deal. I just thought he would stay.
Maybe that's where they return to after a certain period.
Yeah, I was trying to hope that the boy would adopt the dog.
No, probably get like a fox or a skeever or something.
Oh, my son in my old playthrough, he brought home a little mud crab as a pet.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
And then one day it miraculously disappeared, and I accidentally hung it on the wall. But it's not a problem.
Well, he
I
still
didn't
has
notice.
it.
Where's my mud crab?
You're licking
I don't
your buttery fingers up in the corner.
It didn't appear as steamed mud crab legs,
Oh, that would be awesome.
He was taxidermized on the wall right next to my son's bedroom.
Nice.
Yeah.
I did not know that children asked to adopt pets, so the first time that ever happened to me, I thought it was that thing where you have a skeever invasion in your basement, but it was really my son's pet skeever that he adopted that I slaughtered right in front of him. And was like,
Dad!
All right, son, it's time to learn some life lessons, son.
What are you doing, Dad? Jeez.
Yeah, I felt really bad.
Some of the kill cams for two-handed weapons are just
amazing.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
I'm going to headbutt you to death right now. You're dead.
Yeah, I do love the wrap your sword around the back of their neck and bash their head in move. That is always a good one.
A good one.
One of the kill cams that I really like is the unarmed kill cams.
Oh yeah, those are great.
Yeah, they have some good ones.
You do a German suplex and they just break their neck.
It's the one where you grab them from behind and then sort of flip them over your head, and that's good too.
Yeah,
German suplex.
Is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I haven't done a lot. I got to do an unarmed playthrough with getting those gloves, and that would be a fun time.
Oh dear.
Your companion.
Both of my companions.
Well, set them to defensive.
Yeah.
They were. They're barking at something.
Yeah, one of my schematics.
They're both on alerts.
Oh, it's a button.
One of my schematics is in Fort Fellhammer. That's where I got one of them.
One of your what? Sorry.
One of the schematics for the exploding ice bolts.
Yeah, I have no idea. I've got a lot of them. I think I might be on the last one. I think this one might be the advanced Dwemer.
Yeah, they had.
schematic.
Yeah, I'm just about. I think I got about all. I'm about to head to the last one, but I got to take this Nordic carved armor off this bandit chief.
Yeah, I love that armor.
It
That's
looks
some
so
of my
good.
favorite too. His teddy bear ears.
Yeah,
Just adorable.
it looks
especially
amazing.
good on a Khajiit.
Does it?
Yeah, it does. It looks great.
It's so hard to pass up. It just looks so good.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite looking armor, especially heavy armors in the game. It just looks mean. It looks like what you should have if you're playing a two-handed, like smashing people's head in.
Maybe that's why I like it so much.
Although I've used it for sneaking and shooting arrows, so.
I
Wow.
got to collect every Falmer helmet. I almost walked by Falmer helmets.
So a bandit just fell out of the sky.
Awesome.
Really?
Let's go see what he was doing. Where's he at? Actually, it was
Did he get
a
hit
giant.
by a giant?
No, it was actually a giant that fell out of the sky. Sorry.
Oh.
I went in Fort Fellhammer. I came out and I saw this thing falling from the sky down the mountain. It was a giant.
Is there a mammoth right behind? Because sometimes they fall out of the sky too.
I hope not, because I'm
I've
standing
seen that
near him
before.
and I don't want to die. Hopefully it doesn't fall on my head. Oh, man.
I learned my first word of power.
Oh, awesome.
Hurrah!
Well, you're
Huzzah.
motoring right through it.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out where the hell I am with this character. It's just so. It's been so long since I played with him.
I'd still be chopping wood in river wood.
Chopping up wood. Oh, there he is. I'm selling to the black market. All right. Well, we have to get ready for a Fallout podcast, so
There you go.
we can wrap this one up. Next week is Roundtable, right?
Yes, on the 8th.
So Saturday the 8th, generally 5 p.m. My black market guy's going to get mad at me. I just left him hanging. Those Dremora aren't real happy when you leave them sitting there.
No.
So Saturday the 8th will be the next roundtable recording. You can watch that live on YouTube. This week you can find Andrew and I on Buzzer in My Pants, which is a trivia game show podcast. We'll be on there actually the next 4 weeks.
It was a lot of fun. Everyone
was
should
awesome.
really listen to that. It was a really good time.
If you
It
enjoyed,
sounds like fun. Yeah.
it was really. It was crazy. How they end it was bonkers. But so if you enjoy trivia and like game show kind of stuff, check out Buzzer in My Pants. It's on iTunes, all the normal places. I think it's buzzerinmypants.com. And you can find all of our stuff over at asapodcasting.com. The shows, the schedule for the roundtable is there as well, if you need that. Trying to think what else. Contact information, all that stuff is over there. And anybody have anything else they would like to throw in there?
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. Totally.
And
Yep. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely.
It was fun.
Anytime.
You'll be on again in like 5 minutes.
Yeah. Whoa, I haven't seen you guys in a week.
Yeah, exactly. Breaking the fourth wall. I don't know if there's a fourth wall
Don't
in
pull
recording.
back the curtain.
Is it a third wall in recording or a fourth wall in audio
I don't
recording? All right. I will play the closeout and we'll say goodbye.